Hello, lovely people. How are you? It's Auntie, and I just realized I have to make some rolls for the guys to have with some soup, yeah? And because I have just about an hour, I want to make the quickest rolls ever. Now, there are some ingredients I needed, and I did have all of them for the first time in a long time. I didn't have eggs in this house. This is required in these rolls just to have them a bit more fluffy. An egg will do that in a flour product. So I don't have an egg, so I'm going to make a very simple recipe. We'll of course do some richer rolls, yeah, but this will be nice and dense and will be great for soup, yeah. So for the ingredients, we'll add 3 cups of this bread flour from King Arthur, the company, and a quarter cup of sugar, very essential for that nice sweet taste that goes very well with the savory. Um, 1 teaspoon of salt, and not even heaped, that will be enough. Um, I have 2 melted tablespoons of butter, and I will add on to that. I'm mixing everything together. Then a sachet of the yeast. This gives you about 2 tablespoons, level, tablespoons of yeast. And since this is active dry, it will work immediately in the flour. So because we don't have much time, I'll just mix this very well together. I will be using about a cup of water, and I'll keep adding, just in case it is too tough. And I know this is tricky today because I don't have an egg. An egg would make it, just enough liquid. But because I don't have one today, I'm a bit challenged on the water measurement. But I think these are nice to share because they're really quick, really yummy. Okay, so the outside is looking like that. It's in the evening, yeah. So I have like an hour and a half before I serve supper. I believe I'll have made this and have them bake because they bake for only 25 minutes. Okay, so from the looks of it, the water is not enough. So I'll keep adding bit by bit until I get my desired consistency. We should be over easy, should be really soft and a bit sticky when you touch. The best thing about a flour product is that when it's well done, it will lift off the edges of the bowl. This is soft, you can tell, yeah? So I'm going to use this to divide this into 12 almost equal parts. I'm not going to weigh, so I'm going to eyeball. Okay, I use a plastic cutter to divide this, and once I've divided, I'm going to, or did I say plastic? It's metal. So this is just a scraper, a bench scraper. So I'm going to attempt to get about 6 pieces on each of these balls that I've divided, and then I'm going to roll them under my palm until I get a nicely rounded ball. And this is a practiced thing. So if you can roll that a few times and get perfectly rounded tops, don't worry too much about what the bottom looks like, because once it proofs, it will look nice, it will look good enough. Okay, so take your piece and just roll between the palms and the fingers. Keep the touch light but firm, and then we want to get 12 so that they fit nicely in this dish. We'll get we'll get 3 rows and 4 across, so that should be good enough. Okay, I know sometimes you get tiny ones that are tinier, so just feel the weight in your palms. It's possible to know, and then divide as required. Okay, so if you do see tiny ones, just put them in the center as opposed to the corners, because you want them to be almost equal. All right. So after getting my balls, you can see that they don't quite fit into the dish because they're still nicely firm. We want them to proof for about an hour, or so, about 45 minutes of proofing, until they nicely fill this container just like that. I covered with a cling foil to have them so that the top doesn't dry. And you see now they're well proofing. I had to put them over on top of a warm oven, and the next thing to do is brush them with a beaten egg. This will give them a shiny layer. Okay, so just like that with a brush, and then you have to wash this brush thoroughly, ideally in a dishwasher, just to avoid anything remaining in it and then causing some bacterial growth. A plastic brush is best to use for this kind of job. But if this is all you have, you can make sure that you clean it well. So now that they're well proofed, I'll let them bake for just 25 minutes, and then din din will be ready. So let's wait and see the result. The top looks good now, but the bottom doesn't. So what I did here is reduce the temperature at the top to about 250 and kept it still at 400 for the bottom part. And this kind of oven helps you to do that easily. It's not the best, of course, but it does work well here. And you see now the buns look ready. I checked at about 20 minutes just so that I don't exceed. If they were done at 20 minutes, I would have removed them. Notice how they swelled a bit more, and while they're still stuck together, because these are not really tiny dinner rolls. You can do individual dinner rolls, but these ones are intended for them to stick together. See, the bottom is nicely browned. And the best thing with this is that you serve hot with butter and a nice savory soup, like a chicken or pumpkin soup, or even a potato and leek. Anything that you like, it goes really well together. We'll let them cool there, and the guys didn't even, so they were pulling them apart as soon as they were ready to eat. Yeah, so these were so delicious. I hope you do try, but we'll make a better version. All right, bye bye.